Cincinnati, they lost their first 2 games. Here we go with it's tough for Super Bowl participants. You know how it is. They fall apart. They usually go to the Super Bowl. The team that doesn't win, they have a hard time making the playoffs. No. They were betrayed by their special teams in game 1. Even after all the sacks of Joe Burrow and the interceptions of Joe Burrow, special teams, they should have won that game. So they lose game 1 to Pittsburgh. Game 2, maybe Cooper Rush, and I know you got it in your feed, Cooper Rush might be a little bit better than we thought. Dallas, playoff team last year, they go to Dallas on the road, they lose by 3 points. Then they beat the Jets. So, Jim, I'm saying watch out for Cincinnati. This is Cincinnati's just they're going to be like, 2-6 after 8 games. No. As a matter of fact, I think I might pick them. I'm not doing my bet your money until tomorrow. But I may pick them to win this game. This is a good team. I believe in Cincinnati. How about you?
If you're going to pick them, you got to pick them tonight. So we can't have you wait until tomorrow to put them in your.
But it's not a part of my official. They're not in my official. I don't want it on my record.
I got you. Look, no, I'm with you on Cincinnati. Here's my thing. People forget in that opener against the Steelers, we talk about special teams, came down to injuries. Their long snapper was injured, and therefore they were using a backup. And again, we talk about how details matter, and the margin for error in NFL games is so huge, or so thin, I should say. It took longer for the ball to get back when it was snapped, and it gave Minka time to get in to block that extra point to force overtime. And then we saw it disrupt the timing on a field goal attempt as well. So I didn't panic about that game. Week 2 against Dallas, I thought they would play better. They didn't play tremendously better, so there was a bit of concern. Look, 2 things for me that are positive about Cincinnati is, number one, the way the defense is playing at this point. It is doing what it has to do. My concerns for Cincinnati are this. The offensive line, where they went out and spent a lot of money this offseason, has yet to gel and has yet to perform up to expectations. So we see Joe Burrow being hit more than we anticipated. The other thing is we have not seen their running game get going yet. Joe Mixon's numbers have decreased in every game, and they have got to be able to run the ball to do some of the things they want to do. And the other thing, lastly, here is I think that Joe Burrow and the Bengals offense is going through some of what Patrick Mahomes went through last year in Kansas City, where defenses now are playing more shell coverages and forcing them to throw the ball underneath. And when you have playmakers like Joe Burrow has, and you have that big playability, sometimes you want to get greedy. And I've seen Joe Burrow holding the ball longer than he should at times this season. So I think they have to work through all of that. But I'm like you, I do believe they will work through that. And this is a team not to be written off at this point.
All right, well, two questions for you before we get to take a break and get to Connor Rogers. 2 quick questions. 1, so who are you going to pick tonight?
You know what? No, I'm with you. I think I'm going to pick Miami. I'm going to stay with Miami.
Ooh, wow.
I'm going to stay with Miami. If Tua is healthy. If Tua is healthy.
Oh, okay. Well, you got a banged up Tua. He's kind of he's okay. He's kind of healthy.
Couch that?
Yeah, but I do. But I'm gonna tell you, then if that's your reason, you should have picked Cincinnati. He goes out of. They're playing this little game. Sorry, Miami. I don't believe you. I just don't believe you. They list him as back and ankle, as if we didn't see him pop his head on the grass on Sunday, as if we didn't see him get up and not really know where he was and stumbling and wobbling. I cannot say definitively that he had a concussion. I can't say that. But
you are implying strongly.
Yeah, right. I mean, come on.
But you are implying strongly.
Yeah. So here it is. Watch his head. Okay, that's not the play. All right, we'll see it on the other side. All right. Other angle, you see his head go down. Now, okay, is that his ankle? He's not grabbing his ankle. He's not touching his back. Players always, here it is. Oh, you watch him go down. Watch him go down. Watch his head. Okay. And look, where does he reach? Jim, where did he reach?
I understand.
He reached up top.
I understand exactly what you're saying. I thought the same thing watching it in real time. But two things here that I have to consider. And again, we had this discussion yesterday about journalists and not making assumptions and whatnot.
Right. Right.
Mike McDaniel is adamant that he would not ever put a player at risk. Knowing
Pause.
what I know about
20-second timeout. We'll mix sports.
Okay.
We'll mix sports. 20-second.
Go ahead.
Tell me the coach. Tell me. I want you to, in your long, distinguished career, Hall of Fame career, in my opinion, tell me the coach you've interviewed who said, I will put a player in jeopardy.
No, it's not. No, understood. You didn't let me finish on that. The point I was going to make is that knowing Mike McDaniel as I do from people who have been close to him in the past, I believe that to be true, that he would not. Okay? Secondly, as you know, there is an independent neurologist on every sideline of every game who is unaffiliated with either team, who has to examine the player and make the determination about whether or not that player has suffered any cognitive issues from the fall, from hitting his head. The neurologist did not find anything that in any way that Tua was impaired cognitively that would prevent him from going back in the game. So look, all I'm saying to you is this. When I watched it in real time, my first thing was, he's got a concussion. That's what I thought. And again, it goes back to that old training day line. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. I can't prove he had one. I would have to therefore, I would have to say I don't believe the independent neurologist, and I would have to say I don't believe Mike McDaniel, and I would have to say I don't believe Tua himself, who said he did not suffer a concussion. And until I find a reason to believe that all three of those are lying to me, I'm going to accept it for what they said.
See, but you're a good person.
I don't know about that.
I'm not. Which is to say I'm not. No, I'm not saying that. But, okay, so you're looking at it as Tua. I would say to Tua, I don't think you're lying. I think if something happened to you, you might not recall it. You might not. Or you may not realize, like a concussion is not there are so many stages of them, so many forms of them.
Right.
It doesn't have to be this, I can't, I blanked, I don't remember anything for like 4 minutes. It's not always that. That's one. So I'm going to put Tua aside. Mike McDaniel, I won't use the word lie. I'll say you're multitasking. So you're the head coach of the team. You can't just always think, you can't just focus on one player. You've got a lot of things to think about. And maybe there's some things that just kind of, you're not 100% focused on as you're the head coach. And now with the neurologist, okay, I'm not saying you're lying, but maybe the system is not as tight. I'm not saying he's lying or they are lying, but maybe the system is not as tight as it needs to be. But, we could agree to disagree. Other quick questions I was going to ask you.
No, all of that is plausible. I just want to say, all of that is plausible. Without question, it's plausible. I just don't know how I can disprove it.
Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave, and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.